Good morning, you beautiful brave hearts worldwide. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and guess what? Today's one-a-day is the answer is in the darkness. Now, remember something? Everybody says, go to the light, become the light. Well, understand this. Yes, they're right. We need to become the light. And let me tell you something. They are going to try to create a very dark world for the next 2 years. Oh, it might even last longer. So I'm asking you right now to practice courage. I'm asking you right now to go deep down inside and practice courage. Now, how do we do that? Well, I'll come back to that in a minute. I want everybody to know something. Today will be the first time that Jim Gale from Food Forest Abundance does his first weekly show called Seeds of Abundance. I talked to him this morning. He was supposed to do a show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning, but he'll be on at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this afternoon. You don't want to miss this show. You want to talk about a Braveheart hero. You want to talk about somebody that steps in their courage and has no fear. Understand something. Fear, false evidence appearing real. You know what? If you don't practice courage right now, you are going to fall apart. Because understand something, they're going to flip the switch overnight. And I don't want to get into everything, but the Great Reset, we only had an hors d'oeuvre with the COVID. And guess what? The majority of the population fell for it. But understand what's going to happen, okay? The majority of the population is going to fall. Did you know a study just came out that, guess what? Depression in the last 2 years has gone up 2,000%. How about this? 97% of the population, okay, is suffering at some level depression. I am one of that 3%. Because understand something. Even today, I went on today on to post something, okay, on my platform. And you know how things pop up. And this gentleman, very loving husband, comes on and explains about how his wife, her ADHD is getting worse. I mean, he actually believes that ADHD is real. People actually believe, okay, that depression is real, and depression isn't real. Because guess what? If we believe in depression, then we believe in a dis-ease, and there is no such thing as a disease as depression. There's just anxiety. That's all it is. So you bought into, okay, the horror stories that your family tells, your friends tell, the media tells, the government tells. Well, guess what? This is never going to end. I keep telling everyone to mind your own business, and that is to walk the way of the heart. I'm going to tell you something. I don't have it down. I'm not perfect with it. Okay? All right? Just 2 days ago, you know, I overreacted on something. And guess what? If you were to see it, you'd say, no, you didn't. I would have reacted like that too. But the reality is guess what they want? They want attack, react, attack, react, attack, react. And the other thing too is people always say, go to the light. Well, let me tell you something. In this world, if you go to the light, then you are going to get a lie. You're going to only get a half truth. You are going to get something where they say, this is what you do to get this, but you're never going to get it. Do you ever notice that the majority of the population is always too late, or they're always too early? They just don't get it. Understand something. I have not been doing a lot of postings in the last few days. Like in the last 10 days, I've been doing a lot of posting because guess what? Sometimes you got to go dark. And I have been going way deep, right? Because guess what? When you get your courage, you don't mind taking a look at the way the world really functions. Because guess what? If I'm going to play Monopoly, I want to know the rules. I'm not going to go in and think that I can win the game, okay? Win the game. And winning the game here is about what? Following the path of the heart, filling your heart up with love. Okay, staying neutral. Let me just say this. If you don't want to stay neutral over this next 2 to 5 years, and I mean neutral, it doesn't mean that you don't say, listen, no, I'm not allowing that in my house anymore. No, you can't treat me like that anymore because guess what? I want to learn the path of the heart, meaning that I am going to unconditionally love myself, and those who are around me must love themselves too. They cannot attack me anymore, because guess what? Most people buy into the whole suffering thing. Oh my God, I have learned so much through my suffering. Are you like out of your skull? You know, everything that the majority talks about, walks about, okay, is absolutely not right. It's not right. And guess what? They keep looking in the light. You know, you've got to look into the darkness, because they hide the secrets in the darkness. Oh yeah, I know that they show things in right in front of you, but most of the population is unconscious of everything. You have to understand something. The answers do lie in the darkness. I told Jim, I was talking to him today, because we were talking about his show this afternoon at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. And I said, Jim, because he said to me, you know what, Daryl? Yesterday, he said, I don't know why it came over me. And I was like, I went through what I thought was depression. And I said, oh, Jim, it's not depression. You know, it's actually unraveling, okay, and being courageous and going in and actually seeing what's really going on in this world. I mean, seriously, guys, there's no such thing as disease. And there isn't. You're going to tell me there is, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm the one that's been a practitioner for 40 years. And I'm the one that has actually, okay, been right in the middle of it. And the reality is I am going to stand in my power and tell you there's no disease, there's no cancer. Okay? Because the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict. And that's what they create in everybody's mind. And if you believe in cancer, you're going to get it. If you believe in disease, you're going to get it. If you believe in unconditional love for yourself and everyone else, you are going to eventually get that. But it will be difficult, because people don't buy into that. Because they buy into, oh my God, I learned so much through my suffering. And then guess what? Depending on what family you went to or lived at, or what school you went to, you're going to have a belief system. And everybody has a different belief system. So if somebody does this, they suffer for this long. If somebody does this, they suffer for that long. But let me just talk to you about this. Like ADHD, there's no such thing. There's no ADD. Okay. What they do is they take symptoms, which are messages of love from your body, and they give it a branding, a name, so that they can attach a drug to it. Are you listening to me? But do you notice how every time something new comes up, it's only because there's new frequencies, negative frequencies, blue light poisoning, GMOs, introduction of new chemicals and poisons in our water, in our food, in the air, and you bring them together, and then you've got this new symptom or a new array of symptoms, and then we give it a new name. You know, I'm telling you right now that 99% of the population live off of fairy tales and BS. And I do mean BS, the stinky type. I'm telling you, you can go back hundreds of thousands of years, and whether you want to believe this or not, okay, what's going down right now, this all started back before Rome with the Greeks. And if you did your research, you'd understand that they've been strategizing for thousands and thousands of years. Because isn't it so cool to harvest, to manipulate, to sell people off, to make people believe that they're less? I mean, seriously, the majority of the population are enslaved, but they've been so well programmed that they enslave themselves, yes or no? I'm not scared of the darkness. I'm not scared of the government. I'm not scared of the army. I'm not scared of the Navy. I'm not scared of the policeman. I'm not scared of the boogeyman. And understand something. The majority of the population that actually work for the government don't realize that there's a government inside the government that actually feed an evil entity that has always been living on this planet. And they are the darkness, but they're not going to give you answers in the light. You're going to have to go into the darkness. So if you don't want to practice being courageous, and I mean courageous, take a look at my 12 Braveheart loving steps. You know, start doing the mirror work. Get yourself a love band. I got this. There's a new sheriff in town. I will unconditionally love and care for myself. I'm off the hook. I do not believe in sin. That just means missing the mark. I do not believe in suffering. I believe in what? I believe in observing and learning, no longer judging and burning and putting myself into an invisible jail. And then you put your family into a jail. You put your friends into a jail. You all have the power, and you are going to have to go into the darkness, because into the darkness, you're going to find out the true stories. Okay. You want your story, not his story, because guess what? The winner of every war rewrites the stories, don't they? So that means everything that you basically learned in school, you were ruled, schooled, and fooled. And by the time you even got done school, you were already in the darkness because you didn't know how to feed yourself, love yourself, care for yourself. So you couldn't do it for another human being, less getting together with another human being and then inviting a spirit into the womb. Okay? Seriously? We're going to have to become brave. And this is why I'm creating Braveheart Nation. And I'm going to tell you something. Financially, it's going to get worse out there. And right now, okay, I've been strategizing with my accountants, okay, and the people that look after the financial part, because we're seeing what we can do to help you get through this. All right? We're offering 15%. This is not a marketing ploy, but understand something. Senior citizens, what are they going to do? Because guess what? Things aren't becoming more valuable, okay? It's just that our money's becoming less because it's a banker's war right now, and they want to strip everything, okay, out of the system before they do the Great Reset and bring in digital. And for the majority of the population, this is going to happen overnight, and people are going to lose it, okay? They're already putting in all types of stoppers and all kinds of support because the majority of the population is going to lose it. They're going to lose it. You need to start practicing courage. What have you always wanted to say no to? What have you always wanted to say yes to? What about connecting to your breath, the Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and staying in the present moment? The only time you're going to lose it is when you can't stay in the moment. And that's what they want to do. They want to own that. They want to own your present moment. They want you to fear the future, false evidence appearing real. I mean, think about it. 99.9% of the time, every time the end of the world's coming, it never does come, does it? The world's been ending for me since I was a little boy. My father was waiting for the world to end or Jesus to come. And I'm telling you right now, you can believe that your Savior is coming, but why aren't you saving yourself at every present moment and connecting to your breath? And when you connect to your breath, you connect to the Creator. When you put a slight smile on your face, you connect to the Creator. Your slight smile is a weapon against the darkness that's coming. But understand something. Put a slight smile on, connect to your breath, and go into the darkness and find out what's going on. Listen, do you know how much of the people that actually work with me, they are so fearful? They don't like when I talk about things that are real. They just want to hide their head in the sand. That's it. And guess what? And their butt's sticking straight up, so they're going to get it right up the butt, aren't they? These times are going to be unprecedented, but I want to tell you that I've been strategizing with my team. Okay? First of all, I've already said it before. We are opening up the biggest studio in the health industry. We have 6 different sets. That is going to be welcoming every truth slayer, okay, sayer in, and every practitioner that wants to use my studio, they will be only charged at cost, because we need to come together as a Braveheart Nation. You know, this isn't some kind of gimmick I started. Braveheart Nation, okay, is an actual movement. It's a movement and a pathway of the heart, okay, to feed the spirit, to find your Braveheart roar, to realize that you are more. You are so much more. What can you do today? Okay? The things that you're scared to do and you can't move on. Come on, you've always been like that. Scared to make the phone call, scared to stand in your power. You know what? When you stand in your power and you do for you, you are helping your friends and your family. And the ones that are your true friends are going to stay there, and the ones that aren't are going to leave. And when the crap hits the fan, you better make sure that you've been filling up your own heart and loving yourself and not using everybody like a nipple. I'm telling you, because the majority of the population is not prepared for what's coming. But the reality is we're all going to be just fine. Okay? It's fine. But you need to strategize. And we are going to be coming on, and we'll help you as much as we can. But understand, like I said, there's no such thing as depression. It's only anxiety. And the anxiety is because you believe they're BS. The anxiety is because you keep telling yourself the horror story. Let me tell you something right now. The people that are sick have sick beliefs. The people that are sick have sick beliefs, and they don't even know it. And this is why I will never judge another human being. I will observe them and ask myself, can I help? Can I intervene? Should I? Should I mind my own business? Because most of the time, if you tell someone, hey, you don't have to limp, I could fix that in 15 minutes. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Because why would you want to help me? Because we are at that point that we don't believe that there's people out there that just want to help. And you don't have to believe in me, but I just want to help. This is why I do Real People, Real Healing live shows. And I do those for free. If you want to come on a Real People, Real Healing live show, I will do a consultation on you, the best I can do. And when I do that consultation, it's because guess what? I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was in your shoes. I'm not going to tell you what to do because you need to make all the decisions. But here's the problem. Everybody makes decisions on the value that they believe that they're worth. And guess what? We were taught that we were almost worthless by our parents because they were worthless. We were taught that we were almost worthless by our teachers because they were worthless. You think I'm kidding? No. We are no more than cattle on this planet that are being harvested. And the reality is this. If we didn't go to the corner stores, if we didn't go to the liquor store, if we didn't go out and eat their garbage and their poisons, okay, if we actually united, the whole matrix would fall, and it is a matrix, okay? I keep saying this all the time, that Monsters, Inc. was not a movie. It was not a cartoon. They feed off of our emotion. There is an entity on this planet that's not human that feeds on our emotions. They get off on when we are happy. They feed off our energy. Come on, guys. We are batteries. We are electrical batteries. And that's why we were created. I know that our spirit is God-given, but this meat suit, don't tell me that was God-given. You want to believe that? You were created in the likeness of God. No, my spirit was, but not this body. Because for one thing, this body's going to what? It's going to deteriorate. Okay, it's going to fall apart. And understand something, we're being recycled. For God's sakes, if we could just come together as a Braveheart Nation family, this would end. But I know that's not going to happen, but it is going to happen to a certain degree. I will reach 1% of 1% of 1%, and that's all we need to do. We will create a Braveheart Nation through my Braveheart Nation app, through my video studio, and I will be dedicated to go out there and find the lions, okay, that don't know they're lions so that they can find their roar because they are so much more. And we will be able to walk in the darkness together, and we will uncover all of the lies, all of the deceptions, okay, as we go. And we will do it as an adventure and as a game. And understand something, we won't get a headache over it. You'll know when you know what you truly are. Oh yeah, I believe that my spirit was created by God Almighty, and I'm not sure what that is. And people say, oh, well, you're so stupid, he doesn't know what God is. Well, guess what? You read yours out of a book, okay? Me, okay, I have done a lot of research, and I will never stop researching because understand, that's what a brave heart does. A brave heart goes into the darkness. A brave heart actually goes in and takes their prominent, dominant beliefs and puts them out like a menu and go, really, is this serving me? Take a look at the other people that have the same belief. Do they have disease? Do they have suffering? Oh, now, take a look at Dr. Wolf. I mean, most of his family died of heart disease and cancer when he was in his 30s. He tried to save them, but he couldn't save them. he did turn them around, but guess what? His family didn't turn around their beliefs, so they ended up dying of the heart disease and the cancer because they didn't realize that beliefs are everything, and you don't even own your own beliefs. You are programmed, and that's the deal. So the darkness is going in to the subconscious, which is 90% of your brain, which was actually, I believe, created in a laboratory so that we could be food for this entity. Oh, tell me we're not. Tell me we're not. Look at all the bloody suffering. Look at the main industry of health. It's the medical system, which based on radiation, chemotherapy, surgery, and drugs. There's the 4 pillars. And then guess what? I am not allowed to give anybody anything that will kill them or poison them. But guess what? I'm always being targeted. I'm being targeted by the FDA, the Health Protection Branch, okay? My government, I'm on the hit list with my government. And guess what? They can't hit me. Because at the end of the day, all they can do is try to create stories. They can always try to disrupt, try to make me look like something I'm not. And understand something, it's not difficult to do that because the majority of the population is looking for excuses, is looking for reasons why they can't do things. Well, understand something. Everybody deserves a beautiful life down here. And it doesn't matter if you like me, love me, you don't like yourself, you don't love your life, it doesn't matter. We're coming for you. We're coming for you to tell you this, that your spirit was created by God Almighty, and that is the light. And if you don't want to walk the way of the heart and fill up your own heart and make heart-based decisions, putting your hand on your heart when you start to get anxiety, put your hand on your heart when you have a family member poking at your pain buttons. Let me tell you something. Wait till you see the crises that are going to happen. You don't have to be part of it. You need to stay neutral, and you need to love yourself enough not to suffer for the world or suffer for your family, because if you suffer for your family, you are going to create more suffering in your family. You need to get that. You've been programmed to suffer for your family, to lose it, so that we can blow this all up, so that we can feed this entity. Whether you believe that or not, it does not matter. What you need to know is that we can have heaven on earth. And that heaven has to start here in the subconscious, meaning that you look at your belief systems, realizing that your personality, creates your reality, and that there are no diseases, that your belief systems create every disease. And you know what that means? Out of alignment, not at ease. Did you know that there are no diseases? We start off with what? Messages from the body saying, can you not please love us? We are 50 trillion, We are 500 trillion cells, 500 trillion bacteria. We're 50 trillion cells. Can you not love, honor, and respect us? And guess what? You don't even know they're knocking on the doors saying, please love us. Please love this meat suit. Let me tell you something. This is just a meat suit, okay? All right? This is just a meat suit. But my spirit, is infinite along with my heart. And if I process through my heart, I feed my spirit, I bring my vibration up. Everything is about your vibration. And guess what? When the darkness comes, because you're going to have to walk in the darkness, you better make sure that you are the light of your world and that you brought your vibration up. Jim Dale will be coming on at 2:00 today, and he'll be telling his story differently because we all have different stories to tell, but we're all on the same journey, I am not this. I am not this. I am a spirit being, and I'm not really sure exactly what that is, but it's infinite and it's forever. This is not forever. When I'm here, I will respect and honor this, but this is not me. And I will never, ever give them an organ. I will never give them part of my body. They will never, ever be able to sell their drugs to me, It doesn't matter about everything and anything. As it goes with the government, they get as little money from me as possible. Do you understand that? And do you understand that you'll never see me in a hospital? Unless I'm going to visit someone to help them get courage and tell them not stop eating that hospital food. Let me tell you something. We need to rally together. You can believe this or not. This is not about me and how much money I can make. This is me making money to create a foundation to try to see if we can touch the hearts of everyone that wants to become a Braveheart, which means unconditional love for themselves and the world. Who do you hate? Who do you want to fight? You want to fight me? You want to hate me? You go right ahead. I'm going to love you anyway. I'll be on tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we're going to be talking about the perfect day, okay? The perfect day diet. And I'm going to be talking about what the perfect day looks like. I'm going to talk about what I do for the perfect day. And we can venture off. You can come on and ask any questions that you want, okay? And I mean any questions that you want. I don't mind being challenged because I don't have anything to hide, okay? Because I'm not scared to walk in the light, of course, but I'm not scared to go into the darkness either. I'm not scared to challenge my belief systems and know that, guess what? As long as I'm alive in this physical form, I'm always going to be challenging my belief systems to bring my vibration up, to become more, because that's the only true escape out of this matrix, is to bring your vibration up as high as possible. Vibration is everything. And if you work from your heart, the path of the heart, you'll be feeding the spirit and you will not be dishonoring this. This is a meat suit. And I'm not trying to put it down, but guys, it's not much different than any other mammal on the planet, okay? Except with all the other mammals on the planet, they're more instinctive, right? Think about this. I want you to think about this. Who are you at war with? Yourself? Someone in your family? Fauci? The government? Taxes? Let me tell you something. Connect to your breath. Find your courage. And don't be afraid to call people like me, Jim Gale. Don't be afraid to join our Braveheart Nation, because on a financial, nutritional, physical, okay, emotional, spirit level, we are going to be bringing people from all over the world on my Braveheart Nation show, because no government can shut it down. I get kicked off of TikTok more than I'm on it. And I will not get kicked off anymore. And we will never lie to you. And anybody I bring on the show will be truth sayers, and they will not lie to you either. So, just because you never heard it before doesn't make it a lie. Just because you've been passing down this ritual, this story, okay, for hundreds of thousands of years, doesn't make it the truth either. And if it did, then why haven't things changed? They've only gotten worse. Listen, if your belief systems are so good, how's your day? How's your moment? How's your health? How's your wealth? How are you feeling today? Understand something. I'm not trying to be a what. I'm trying to tell you that there's a way out of this, but it's called united we stand, divided we fall. And understand something, whether you want to believe it or not, all these religions, these different religions exist so that we will go to war with each other and actually kill each other. Thank you very much. All right. All right. There are no different governments. There's only one government that's governing all the government. But, you go ahead and you keep on playing with your soap opera, thinking that a trumpet's going to come and blow and then save the day, or some chariot's going to come out of the sky. And listen, I hope both of those are true. But until then, what about connecting to your breath, wearing a slight smile, okay, and owning the moment? What about letting yourself off the hook? If you have a belief system that makes you into a sinner, good luck with getting healed. Good luck with getting the things you want in your life, which you deserve. You do. You deserve happiness. You deserve what you want in this life. Okay? As long as you're working from your heart, you deserve it all. But understand something right now. You better get rid of this competition thing. I am not competing with anybody in my family. I'm not competing with anybody that's in a similar business. I will not do any competition. Competition has to stop. And understand, that was the American way. That's how I've been taught, is competition is the way, but it's not the way. It is not the way. If you want to do something, start challenging your belief systems. Start changing who you are, because your personality creates your reality. And guess what? If you want to call that competition, keep it personal. Okay, keep it personal. Mind your own business. Don't mind anybody else's business. If you learn from other people out there in business or out in the world, learn their strategies, but don't be trying to outdo them. How about outdoing yourself because you are an infinite spirit being? What about that? What about minding your own business? I'm not going to competition with anyone. So, the reality is, I had this big TV station that, did a show on me, and they said, well, we'd like you to comment on it. And I just said one thing. An ego does not even notice the pecking of crows. And why would I defend something? The reality is this: mind your own business and understand something. Practice courage so that you can walk through the darkness and find the light. And that would be called feeding your spirit. I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if you have the time. But please, this is Jim Gale's first show, Seeds of Abundance. He will be on every week. We had a technical problem this morning, but he will usually be on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. But this afternoon, he'll be on at 2 Eastern Standard Time. Please give him a listen, because I'm going to tell you something. There's a Braveheart hero. He's my hero. Have a beautiful day, and God bless. And I do mean God bless. And everybody's got a different creator, don't they? But the reality is, I'm sure the creator's not upset about it. So why should you? Have a beautiful day.